Best of High End.
Experience the beauty of audio and video.
Yeah, I got often that question, how did you come to the idea of Audio 3D and why? Yeah? And in fact, it is easy. I was always intrigued about an improvement of the sound experience, not only in the technical part, yeah, higher sample frequencies, more bitrate and things like that, but as well as the spatial environment. I found when I heard first stereo, I remember the first time when I was hearing quadraphonic sound. I was 18 years old. I never forget that momentum. That was something so special to me, and I felt immediately that, let's say, that enhanced experience from an emotional point of view as well. It was so much more real in a certain way. Yeah? And I was waiting for years that format to come to the market, and finally it didn't come step by step with 5.1. Yeah? And I thought for years, okay, this is 3D sound because that's the way it was marketed. Surround sound was marketed as it's surrounding you. It's like that axis is the third axis because we have already a vertical plane on screen. Yeah. So for picture, that's right. For picture, that dimension is the third dimension. But for sound, and we thought, of course, with stereo, we have two speakers. And stereo is like 2D sound, and then surround sound is 3D sound, but that's not right. In fact, the stereo line setup is just like a line, one-dimensional sound, and the surround sound is just a horizontal plane around the listener. And then it was more by a coincidence that I saw missing the third dimension, height. And when I start to experience with that format, with height, I was so impressed. I remember the first time I was adding a quadraphonic layer above a 5.1 layer, I got tears in my eyes. I don't know why, but sound was never so enveloped. And I felt a few things which were like an experience that I never had before with sound. There was so much more emotional connection to it. And it took me years to understand why. There was so much more transparency in the sound. It was at the same time so much more relaxing too for our brain. And I felt all this stuff and I thought, yeah, can we not measure that? Yeah? It took a while to understand better what this third dimension is doing and how, let's say, the addition of height is making our brain believe if like we are there on the place, on the action, on the place of the recording. That completely new experience, that was my driving motivation. I was thinking that is the next step. That is the missing final dimension we have to bring to the world. Bringing that with the right technology in the most efficient way that will be an enjoyment for all people. And that in fact was my main mission, I think.
Best of High End.
Experience the beauty of audio and video.
Sign up for free
at bestofhighend.com.